So we'll start with generational trauma. And in order to understand this concept, we are going to start with the field of epigenetics. Epigenetics is a subfield of genetics, and if we were to rewind back to high school biology class, we went through the lessons on genes. Genes are our script for how to make a human being, basically. We all come in with the same genes, and then based on other environmental stimuli, the expressions of these genes get turned on and off like light switches. Like light switches being turned on and off, this is how we become predisposed also to different diseases. Anything from cardiovascular disease to the family disease of alcoholism. And these switches get flipped by different stressors in our environment. Encountering or living in chronically stressful environments are going to impact us in really big biological, genetic ways. So experiences like poverty, where there's a lack of food, experiences like home violence, whether you are the recipient or a witness to it, lack of partnership and stability in the family unit, where shared responsibility isn't really happening. Maybe one parent is away in jail, deployed in the military, and the other parent is working a million hours, and the time and the energy is divided and not really going toward the child. These are examples of different stressors that impact us on a genetic level. So moreover, as we develop, it's important to be aware that we share experience with whoever our primary caretaker is. And up until age 3, we do not have a fully formed limbic system. Limbic system just means that it's a part of the brain that allows us to experience our 5 senses and actually be our own person. It's the part of the brain that governs over emotions and also over our nervous system, which is a system within our bodies that dictates how we respond to different stimuli. It's that fight or flight response, that rest and digest response also. So up until age 3, since we don't have the capacity to do these things on our own, we template off of the primary caretaker. We feel all of the stresses and all of the traumas that our caretakers do. Imagine that. Imagine a toddler trying to cope with stressors that an adult would face. Moreover, beyond just that 3-year developmental milestone of the limbic system coming into further formation, up until age 8, we don't even have a fully formed prefrontal cortex that allows us to logically and rationally negotiate things, if we're even healthy enough to have met that developmental standard. So we're going to move on from generational trauma for a moment. The most important thing being that you know that however you came in, whatever conditions you experienced, you can flip the switches on your genes by mastering your nervous system. What I mean by that is, if you came into a really traumatic household, for example, and you got really good at fight or flight, but not so good at rest and digest, you can learn that skill like anything else. So it is possible to change your predisposition.